Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Hello, Christopher. Happy Friday to you.
Oh, I'm so glad. been a long week. I'm glad the weekend's coming up. I'm sure you guys out there feel the same.
That's right. Well, we're always excited for Fridays, not for all the other purposes about the weekend, but because we get to fire up another vehicle.
We get to. And so before we get to that, we haven't really shown you guys half of the grand prize in Road and Track. So we have determined, feedback from you guys watching the market, so on and so forth, that these high performance front engine Corvettes from the 7th generation are skyrocketing in value. You expect the late model vehicle to go down in value. Late model front engine Corvettes are going up in value. So we said, you know, what if we give away a high performance version of a C7 and we pair it up with a nice new Silverado? The Vet, of course, the Z06 is already supercharged. We'll supercharge the Silverado. You can win kind of like a show and tow, but show and tow is already being used for the Mustang and the F-150.
And the show and tow has a trailer.
Show and tow has a trailer because you really don't have to trailer a 2015 Vet. So we found this example, about 7,000 miles on it from 2015, 8-speed automatic, all the bells and whistles, beautiful interior on it. In fact, here, let me. And what you're seeing there is not only the Z06 emblem, but you're seeing some of the carbon fiber that was provided by Anderson Composites. They're great folks over there. You know, it almost still smells like a new car, PJ.
Yeah, it's actually pretty warm in here.
There you go.
The place is all air.
You going to toast some weenies?
So right back here, there's no engine back there, Chris.
There's no engine back there. It's up front. Where it had been from 1953 through 2019, through 7 generations of the Corvette. So we said, you know what? Yeah, the C8's cool, but it's not curvy. It doesn't really follow the formula of all the other generations of Corvette, but this one really, really does.
Look at the way the back end is here.
Yep. Are you saying you like to look at rear ends, PJ?
That is quite the fin back here.
There you go. And we added this as well. So we added a ZR1 style spoiler on it, had a low-rise spoiler on it. And if you look here, it's just such a great example of a Corvette. Just as easy to drive as a brand new one. Actually, in my opinion, easier. You don't have that big divider down the center that the C8 has. So what a fantastic car. 650 horsepower, supercharged LT4 from the factory. So bone stock. And if you guys have been following Dream Giveaway for a while, we gave away, in 2015, we gave away one of these, not this one. Let's see, do we have it up there?
We've got some...
I'm taking a look up there to see if we've got 2016 up there.
A red one over there.
Yeah, and there's a black one. There's a 2014.
Hopefully that your name will be up there soon.
Hopefully your name will be up there soon. That's right. Also, before we get over to the Fire It Up, I'd like to show you guys these wonderful Fittipaldi wheels that are now on the Z06. We'll have Fittipaldi wheels on the Silverado as well. Great wheels. Really impressed by what they are. That is a staggered fitment, 19 in the front and 20 in the rear. Super wide, 335s in the rear. So a whole lot of traction and action going on back there in the rear.
A lot of people out here. Anthony says, hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hi, guys. Kevin says, afternoon. Stefan says, I like the Corvette. It'll be in my garage next year.
That's the attitude.
Anthony, Fire It Up Friday.
Yep.
We are going to do the...
We have 2 fan Fire It Ups.
No, we don't.
We don't. We're going to save those for next week.
That's right.
Okay. No worries. Okay, gentlemen, you'll have to wait for your fan Fire It Up for next week. Sorry about that one. So let's go look at this E28 and tell you why we're going to fire this up today.
And we are firing up this one today, right? The Z28.
You want to fire up both?
Yeah,
you want to fire up something
both.
New, something old?
Well, they both have a Z in them.
They both have a Z. So let's talk about that for a moment, shall we? And there has been debate on the internet. So some people, including me, say that the Z is an homage to Zora Arkus Duntov, the first high-performance the chief of high performance engineering for Chevrolet, who started there in what, 1952 or 1953, and really brought the Corvette from this kind of folksy roadster to, you know, what the Corvettes that won at Sebring and Daytona and all that. It was all the work of Zora Arkus Duntov. His name's Z-O-R-A. So many people feel that anytime you see a Z on a Chevrolet product, it is an homage to Zora. So last time I said this, someone wrote me a letter. And they said, "You're wrong, Chris." I said, "Okay, then prove to me I'm wrong." And so I tried when they couldn't, but they told me that it was just an RPO code and it was nothing but a coincidence. Valid. Okay. So I went back to try to find RPO codes prior to Zora Arkus Duntov, RPO codes before he was hired by Chevrolet and wrote his wonderful manifesto about the youth and the hot rod market. Couldn't find one. So I'm sticking by my theory that the Z stands for Zora. If you can prove me wrong, I'm happy to be proved wrong. So up to you guys. Do we fire up the Z28 or do we fire up the Z06?
I say we do them both.
Okay?
Can we do them both?
We can do them both.
Chris,
which do we first?
Tell me the difference between the Z06 and the Z28 when it comes to numbering.
So again, Chevy uses regular production option codes. They're 3 digits long. Anything with a Z is a performance option. So the 28 was assigned to the Camaro way back in '67. But the Z06 was assigned to the race Corvettes all the way back in 1963. So the Z06 actually has a longer legacy than the Z28. Did you guys know that? 63. In fact, guys like Mickey Thompson got one of the first Z06s that Chevy built, and it's way before Bowling Green in its St. Louis factory, I believe. In fact, there's a video of Mickey Thompson taking delivery of a 63 Z06. It's on YouTube if you look for it.
James Ryan says Z06 first, then the Z28 for firing it up.
Okay.
And then James Ziegler says, "My name has a Z in it." So
maybe it's an homage to you, James. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start with the modern power. And so what do these engines share in common? They're both Chevy small blocks. I was explaining to PJ before we went live that the architecture of the Chevy small block hasn't changed dramatically since day one, since the Gen 1 small block. The dimensions are very similar. Now, with the computer-aided technology and the displacement on demand and the fuel injection and the direct injection, all that has changed, but it's still a darn Chevy small block. So we're going to start with the Z06. This one is supercharged.
See, now I'm going to go on the back of the car here, Chris. One quick question. Does the performance vehicles get an exhaust upgrade? Stefan wants to know.
You know, if we were doing a Lingenfelter on this, we'd probably put Corsa exhaust on it. This has stock factory exhaust.
Big difference right here in the cabin where you're sitting with that big, huge wall of
right,
C8.
That's what I was saying. There's no wall there. And that's one of the pet peeves that a lot of people have about the C8 is that dividing wall right there, right?
Yep.
So let's do it.
Fire
Fire It Up Friday,
That's
Z06,
right.
part of the Road and Track giveaway. That is stock exhaust.
Wow.
That was not quiet, PJ.
No, it was not.
That was an intention.
And I should have given everybody a heads up if you had earbuds in.
Right. Yeah, what a great sound. And I was saying, you couldn't hear me, that's stock exhaust. So if this had Corsa, it would be even louder.
Amazing.
Okay, so that's that.
So we jump out of the Z06.
Jump out of the Z06 over to the Z28.
And again, a nice Z badging on the side for James.
There you go. Ziegler 28.
That's right. 1970.
Well, much different cabin in 1970, but I got to tell you, I dig this just as much, though in a different way. Rally Sport call out here on the steering wheel. Camaro shout out over on the glove box. Just an AM radio. A lighter.
no wall in that one.
No wall in this one. No console. Optional. You know, a console was probably a $20 option in 1970. So if you wanted to save that $20, amortized out over your 24-month car payment, you didn't get a console. I like them both ways. Anyway, so let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up.
All right.
Now, what's really neat about this is the solid lifters.
That is quite the rattle. It's a different sound.
Different sound.
Definitely loud.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was commenting about, I don't know if you guys could hear it or not, but the LT1 in 1970, available on the Corvette, available on the Camaro, was a solid lifter, 350 small block. So you can hear those solid lifters when you fire it up. You wouldn't hear it from the back when you're listening to the exhaust, but if PJ had the camera up next to the engine, you'd hear those solid lifters. So what an amazing combination of Chevy performance cars.
Roger says it still needs a white shifter knob.
It does need a white shifter knob. What's going on with that? Someone sent us a white shifter knob, but there was an obscenity on it. I don't know if we're allowed to put that on the car.
And it didn't fit the correct
thread
lining of the
gear. The thread pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the gear pattern.
Yeah, that would mess me up if I got into a car.
And it had the wrong gear pattern. We appreciate the gift. So if you guys would like to see a white shifter knob on this before we give it away, well, mail us one.
Well, JP
it
Hunt
will
says,
not increase your chances of winning.
Right. JP Hunt says, in it to win it, perfect rattle, if we talk about rattle.
Yeah. There you go. I got to take it. I really like this Camaro. I love the saddle interior and the saddle trim. Man, this is a fun car. Really, really is. So is the Z06.
I was going to say both of them, very fun cars.
Very fun cars. There you go. I didn't realize it was going to turn into a Chevy Fire It Up Friday, PJ, but that worked out quite well.
In honor of James.
In honor of James. There you go. All right, guys, have a great weekend. We promise to run the Fan Fire It Ups next Friday. No, next Friday is an awards ceremony.
You're standing right over there with the awards
we might not do a Fire It Up Friday.
Maybe we'll do it during the week.
We'll do it during the week. Maybe we'll do it on Thursday. We'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. We'll be right back here on Monday in our favorite place on earth, the Dream Giveaway Garage.
See you next time, everybody.